It's Sammy.
It's Rachel.
Donna.
Nicole.
You don't have to. There's some hot. Excellent.
And I got cool dog tags by the awesomest.
Twilight Moms. They're so
I just saw on
thoughtful.
the back that it said Twilight Moms. Oh, nice. Love you guys.
All right. Sorry, I am holding this for Ellie. Take your stuff. Hey, just so you know, not only do we have our packed house here, but we are also live on the internet. We have Twilighters Anonymous doing a live podcast right now. So millions more, or I don't know, thousands, millions. The world is watching you. So
I like that.
there it is. Excellent. Well, welcome.
Thank you.
Let's
Oh, you guys figure it out? Why? You can't hear me?
Yeah.
Do I not enunciate enough?
This is a great interview.
Let's do it.
Everyone's going to understand everything they're saying.
That way I can cuss and you guys can't bust me because you don't know I'm cussing.
Translation.
No.
Yeah. Okay, that's gross. I don't feel that. All right,
There's
well.
something in mind. That's weird.
Okay. Well, we're all so excited about
This convention, yes.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I'm having like the most fun at this one. Thank you guys again.
Thank you for coming. Well, obviously we're excited about the movies. We are excited about the books. We have some fan-submitted questions here, and one of them is, what are your feelings on how they portrayed Emmett in the movies versus how he's portrayed in the books?
That question is, how do I feel about my job of portraying Emmett? The guy who did Emmett sucked. Terrible job, terrible actor, should quit, and I don't know.
Well, do you feel like the directions as it
There was no direction. That's why I love Catherine. I just had so much energy on set. She's like, all right, just go, do that. And I loved, because it's funny being in Oregon, and you know, especially with the weather conditions, when we first had to shoot the baseball scenes and the end fight sequence, and those are like the two biggest scenes in the movie. So it was really kind of crazy just to jump into it, and especially me being a late runner and coming in so late. You know, it was kind of, you know, I don't know, a lot of pressure in a way. But the weather was really bad, and I love that. I love the hail, I love the rain, and you know, Wardrobe's like, just get out of the rain. But I had a velour jumpsuit on, so that really, like, all you do is like, oh, water's gone, you know. So it's funny, but it was so nice to have Catherine allow me to, like, she released me, like, took my leash off, and I would just go crazy, and she's like, pump up the cast, because of course the girls like my hair, and you know, so it was really nice, and just a lot of freedom. That's why I love Catherine to death. It was so much fun. And in the book, yeah, I mean, you know, I hope I brought more to Emmett.
Well, one of the things that I cracked up about, I'm sure everybody else did too, is you were always doing something in the background. Like, you're always back there, like, doing your stuff, and one of my favorite things that you did was...
You just so totally stole one of my
well,
questions.
that was my
Thanks a
question.
lot.
I actually came up with that question, so we'll just trade. Okay, is that, when you waved to Bella with the knife, was that your own doing, or did you come up with that?
You know what's funny? When I was at the premiere, I had no idea I did that. It wasn't planned. You know, like, I remember Jillian, one of the producers, was like, Kellan, you did the most hysterical thing in the movie, and she was like waiting for me to like say what I thought I did, and I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, oh, you have to see it. So I'm watching the scene, and I'm like, what am I doing? And then I hear like all the fans like, oh! And I was like, yeah, I meant to do that, yeah. That's good acting right there. No, but it was fun. And Emmett's a background character, so I'm glad I kind of lost myself and just allowed myself to react the way he would, I guess.
Speaking of background stuff, somebody pointed out to me, and it's just crazy, that in the first scene where we see you guys walk into the cafeteria, you're carrying a bag of eggs. What is that about?
Is that in the movie?
Actually, you see it in the movie.
Eggs?
You don't eat, so how did that work out?
I lay eggs. That's my special talent. My little hatchlings are the newborns, but I train them to do my own stuff. I like eggs. I like eggs. I like milk. Protein. Good old protein. I don't eat the yolks though, or maybe one or two just for fun. But I mean, when you have 16 eggs, you can't eat all the yolks.
So you just love eggs, so you just carried them around and they let you?
No, I mean that was kind of, I mean that's from that, I did a military project called Generation Kill in Africa, and I worked with like 39 other guys who were, you know, all we did was sit around in Humvees and lift rocks and do push-ups, and it was like all testosterone. And of course our diets, like our plan was just to get huge for the project, and in the like mini series we were supposed to lose weight, but yeah, we were so like meatheady doing that we just kept eating. And I remember every breakfast we tried to see who could eat the most, and my omelet was 16 eggs with cheese and ham, and like it was huge on like the plate, and I ate it all, and it was always fun. And then we'd have lunch and we'd do the same thing, and I've never, yeah, it was a lot of eggs.
Do you still like eggs?
Love eggs.
Wow.
And now they have the egg beaters, because bless the heart, like when I was doing Twilighters, yes. Like the caterer would have to boil all my eggs, and bless his heart would crack them for me. And so he'd spend like an hour. He's that guy. And then I'm just here like 2, 3, like done. It's bless his heart for doing that for me. But now they have egg beaters, and you can just go, and you have your egg whites.
That was an interesting sound.
I don't even know what I did.
Brilliance.
It is. In upcoming movies, since we know you read the books, what is your most anticipated scene for you, for Emmett?
Do I get Bella pregnant? I know I arm wrestle her, but then she beats me and honey, I don't know, it's weird. A lot of reruns.